Every day, millions of people around the world spend more than an hour and a half commuting. But what if that time could be turned into an opportunity? In this episode, we will explore how commuting is no longer just about going from A to B, but a space for productivity, leisure, and even emotional connection, all thanks to technology. Transit subways are now mobile offices, digital classrooms, and portable cinemas. Are we witnessing the rebirth of lost time? Europe has one of the most extensive and dense railway networks in the world, with thousands of trains running across more than 200,000 kilometers of track every day. Rail transport keeps growing. In 2023, it hit an all-time high. Similarly, European metros have become essential underground arteries, moving over 60 million people every day across the continent's largest networks. While we travel through cities and across countries at high speed, few realize that these journeys are no longer just getting from place to place. They are now connected, intelligent spaces, increasingly woven into our digital lives.
I'd say public transport has always been a big part of my routine, ever since I was a student, and even now that I'm working. I actually go to Madrid twice a week for work, and I'd say I've really learned how to make good use of my time. I spend around 10 hours a week on the train, going back and forth, and even though that's technically not working hours, I try to make the most of it. It's not just for reading or scrolling, I actually use those trips to get through tasks, reply to emails, plan things out. It's become a really proactive part of my week.
This same story is shared by millions who make the most of their time while commuting. Where there used to be lost time, there is now time well spent. We take it for granted that we should be able to connect on a train without limits, but delivering that kind of connectivity is a major technological challenge. We are heading to Rome, Italy. Hi, Andrea, and welcome to the podcast.
Welcome and good afternoon. Thanks to you.
How disruptive has 5G technology been in the daily operations of the railway network?
Thanks to this feature, the 5G system will trigger new feature and new services in the underground. And compared to the old 4G system, the technological the 5G is a really technological shift in the environment, and thanks to this, the 5G solution will be an added value for to have a seamless connectivity between the train and also the infrastructure, and also versus us like a normal user in order to get our data / voice services in the underground.
And what do you need in order to have an autonomous train? Because I've heard that the concept low latency is very important, but what is it exactly?
Low latency means knowing that on the new system, like the 5G system, we need to put on top critical services like automatic driverless system on the train itself, also on the wagon. So we need to build a system. 5G system will trigger this feature in order to have as much as possible, to reduce as much as possible the technical answer, the protocol answer between the device itself versus the end user, in order to be fast on the final system and to drive all the driverless train by our network management system to manage also the traffic in the underground and also in the railway environment. That's why the low latency solution is a must for the 5G system, and thanks to this we can improve also our daily journey using the driverless solution, also connectivity interruption on the signal coverage and quality improved in the underground.
Thanks, that's very clear now. Let's take a big step. Let's look into the future. How do you see the future of the train experience for the users?
For me, the rail / the underground space will turn like an extension of our life. No, That's why the 5G system is a mandatory to enable this new users activity experiences in this kind of areas, because in any case, as a normal users, as a human, daily we are using the public transport, and also in this public area our needs is to use also our connectivity activity using the mobile phone, and thanks to the 5G system we can do whatever we want. So normal life activity, like social activity, working activity, and so at the end our society is going to this new mindset. So totally connected for the full day. Doesn't matter if it is a working activity or a happiness activity.
Andrea, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us. Bye. Despite the spike in telework due to the COVID crisis, by 2025, commuting has returned to levels close to 2019. Platforms like Zoom, Spotify or YouTube are among the most commonly used during these journeys, along with email and instant messaging apps. Cities like Paris, London and Barcelona already offer free Wi-Fi or 5G coverage across most of the metro or train networks. The European Union has set an ambitious goal. By 2030, 100% of passenger trains must offer internet access. Will we get there in time?
Metro of Catania have a single line, consists of 12 kilometers and serve 3 million passengers per year. The connectivity system is based on DAS, distributed antenna system. It's a network of spatial separate antennas connected to a common source. It's designed to improve wireless coverage in environments where traditional cell towers can reach effectively, such as underground metro station and tunnels. In our case, the DAS system enables reliable 5G signal coverage throughout the metro and railway system. Instead of relying on a few high power antennas, we distribute many low power antennas across the infrastructure of Catania Metro. This allows for a more stable, consistent and high-speed connection for passenger and above all operators. For the passenger, now benefit from seamless high-speed internet access throughout the journey, even in tunnels or deep underground. This is especially important for daily users who rely on digital connectivity, for example, for work, navigation, or simple communication.
Vincenzo Orazzo is the General Manager at the Metro of Naples. Welcome, Vincenzo.
Oh, thank you. Nice to meet you today.
Nice to meet you too, Vincenzo. How many people use the Naples Metro system?
On daily operation, we in Naples Metro, there are around 150,000 people every day, and we have only with the check-in, but with the check-out, there is a moment of double people.
And how disruptive has 5G technology been in your daily operations on the railway network, Vincenzo?
It's a great improvement for citizens, because there is a great need of large and uninterrupted connectivity, and it's a great requirement that we can add to our services.
And thinking about the clients, what capabilities would you say that 5G has given them?
They can continue, keep on continuing with the communication for their private affairs or family affairs, or for any question about work or about tourism, entertainment, and maybe also it's a great possibility to stay connected with the news. So it's a great improvement.
And I presume that installing that 5G connectivity system must have been a great challenge, right?
It was also hard to install the system of 5G with the Cellnex because we have two separate tunnels. They built two separate tunnels in order to give stability to the soil, and our track go also 305 meters below the sea, so down the water, because all the line from the central station to the harbor to the port of Municipio is 35 meters below the sea, and there are two separate tunnels, so the work to install the antennas was very hard, was duplicated.
Well, thank you, Vincenzo, for joining us, and congratulations for that great job you've done. Nowadays, the average working week in the European Union for people aged 20 to 64 is 36 hours. In a continent where millions of people spend 2 to 3 hours a week commuting, it has become an invisible axis of daily life in Europe. In this context, the arrival of 5G and full connectivity in trains, subways and buses is not just a technological milestone, it's a social shift. Once again, technology, especially 5G connectivity, is not just a technical upgrade. It's the lever redefining the value of the time we spend in transit.
More good stuff, Adela, thanks. Hey everybody, it's Dan again. I'm back with another rapid recap of this episode. So let's hop on it. First, our modern lives are being revolutionized by trains? Yeah, by trains. They're more popular than ever. More popular than those silly TikTok dances or selling your air fryer. Millions of people must love trains. They spend hours on them every week. And the boss thinks, hey, that's a great time to start answering emails. No, that's my me time. Point number 2, trains aren't just hot desks on rails. No, they're multimedia hubs where you can discover new music or FaceTime with your dog or tell AI why its answer was wrong. It's a smorgasbord of options. Third, getting wireless onto a train is really tricky. It turns out the metal frames create a 5G force field that would make any conspiracy theorist feel comfortable. That's it for the Zero Latency Roundup. We'll catch you next time. Take care.